Welcome to the Knowledge Buffet, brought to you by the Henry Bernick Entrepreneurship Center. Today we welcome Mark Halpren, who is a fractional CFO and HBEC mentor. Welcome, Mark.
Hi there.
So, Mark, what do investors want to see before they invest?
I think that really depends on the type of business, but generally it is, as a founder, how fast can you move and grow this business? And for technology companies, it may be, hey, ship it out the door, maybe 70% good, but we want to get this into market. And for more technical, product-based companies, it may be a little more around, what is your main item, main SKU, your main sales pitch.
What measures or metrics are most important for a startup?
I think it's really generally sales-focused metrics. I find revenue generation, costs to acquire a customer, retention, churn, those types of metrics that all involve the revenue generation and the cash retention in the business are the key measures that everyone goes to when they're first looking to invest or get involved.
When do I need to hire someone in finance?
Well, I think, initially having that clarity around how do we track our results, how do we set up our finance and accounting systems on day one, how do we stay compliant, all these foundational things are important to get done in year one, and then it is a lot easier to do as you move on with your business.
Why should I involve someone else in my finance operations?
And that's really to not just the compliance piece, but it's about your time. And as a founder, wouldn't 1 hour a month, that you're not bookkeeping, be a lot better to be doing things like marketing and sales and networking with people that can grow your business. And really, you should just spend that, hour or 30 minutes reviewing your results at year end or month end or quarter end.
How long can I pay myself as a contractor or simply just take cash from my business?
Yeah, a lot of founders get stuck here because they freely take cash from their business, not thinking of the personal tax implications. And you need to be careful. There's lots of rules around that and borrowing money from your business. I think the easiest thing to do is to set up payroll for yourself and pay yourself like an employee and keep that separate. Being a contractor of your own business is difficult.
Is it better to finance with debt or equity?
It depends on the situation. I know that early stage companies, they are nervous about giving away a piece of their equity because they think the company is going to be worth a lot, and that's true. And so they would love to, have a debt option. It's just hard to find someone who's going to lend you money. It may be family and friends initially, but often that's a nicer way to kind of grow your business and then worry about the equity investments later when you're more mature as a business.
How do I value my company prior to raising capital?
So I think that really depends on the situation. The debt financing is always a very friendly one for founders because they're not giving away part of their business. And it's just harder to come by. Usually family and friends are going to be the ones that trust you enough to lend you money. And that can certainly be less costly in the long run because equity early on is you're not going to get the valuation you're expecting.
Should I spend time doing a budget?
Absolutely. In year one, you need to know what is your cash commitment going to be to get your business launched, and having a detailed plan for what you're willing to spend and what access to capital you have for year one is important. I think in years 2 and 3 budgets are a little more complicated because you hopefully have some revenue, and now it's an allocation question. Where do I allocate this incoming cash flow? To people, to product, to marketing? There's lots of different ways you could distribute that inflow.
Here's a tricky one. What mistakes do other founders make, and what can and can't be fixed?
So from a finance and accounting perspective, I think really most things can be fixed. Poor bookkeeping and paying yourself inappropriately for periods of time, those can be corrected later. What's harder to fix is the people side. So if you let a co-founder come in, if you let an equity investor come in early, that doesn't connect with you and doesn't fit with your values and tries to change the direction of your business, those are really hard to fix later.
Here's our last question. Should I incorporate and get a bank account and credit card for my startup?
I always encourage everyone to do so, just partly to mitigate risk. As a corporation, you have that separation from you personally. and you also have, now a separate bank account and a separate credit card attached to that corporation that you can now be separately tracking and accounting for your cash flows. And it's a lot easier to evaluate how your business is growing and the results from your business when you have that separation.
Thank you for joining us on the Knowledge Buffet today, Mark.
Glad I could help. Thank you.
We're going to take these little nuggets of knowledge a la carte, and we'll see you next time.